Hey guys, it's Will here, and after way too long away from YouTube, I'm back. Got a lot of cool new ideas I want to put out on the channel, as well as some old ideas that I want to try again and do some more of. But yeah, after a couple of months without posting anything, I'm officially back. And tonight going to be starting a new series where I'm going to be going through building an army from the initial concept, like, okay, what army am I playing, what am I going to do, right up to having a full-size army with it and all the steps along the way. And now this is going to be for Age of Sigmar, but 40k players, don't worry, there's still going to be plenty of 40k content on this channel. For example, I have these girls to unbox, so look out for them coming very soon. But yeah, I'm doing a new Age of Sigmar army. I've been running Stormcast basically since the game came out. Really like them and got well over 2,000 points now. And there's still things I want to add, games that I want to play with them. But yeah, I'm deciding to build a new army, and that army is going to be the Cities of Sigmar. When this book first came out, I was excited to do a new army with it. But it had kind of been put on the back burner because of other projects, but now I'm in a good place to actually get started with the army and yeah, start building this. So in a minute I'm just going to turn to some of the models I've got that have kind of made me want to do this army, made me think that now is a good idea. But what I want to say first is, for this I'm going to be doing this as part of the first Age of Sigmar slow grow that to my knowledge we've ever done down at 40k Gaming. There's going to be 8 of us involved, and this is going to use our normal tale of 4, or in this case 8 gamers style slow grow format, starting with the low points and gradually working up every month. So you're going to get to see this army grow, and I think it's going to put out some nice opportunities for me to talk about list design and building, army selection, also some conversions. And stay tuned to my Instagram because I'll have hopefully some nice cool paint jobs on there. But yeah, let's take a look at what I've got so far that I'm kind of using as the basis for this army. So the story of this army actually goes all the way back to the start of Warhammer Fantasy 8th edition. So yeah, not just even like a previous edition of this game, but a whole previous game. And I built a High Elf army, and after acquiring lots of models, way too many models, never getting them painted, I had probably about 2,000 points painted and probably about another 2,000 or more points unpainted. It was a really big collection, and I did some other stuff in fantasy, but High Elves were my main army and I really liked them. But obviously they don't translate well into Age of Sigmar compared to the other elf factions. They've, suffered very badly with most of their units now being taken out of the game, and so they were never really an option to actually play in Age of Sigmar. I wanted to use the models that were originally designed for the game, hence the Stormcast army, that I've had a lot of fun with, and yeah, had some mixed but generally positive results with. But yeah, then Cities of Sigmar comes out, and it's kind of set in stone now which units are in and which units are out. Which units Games Workshop are going to continue to support and which ones they're not. And the fact is, a lot of my old High Elf models are now simply not relevant. So here we have an Illyrian Reaver. The only one I actually got around to painting. These are a real pain to paint, I find, but this one's come out quite nicely. But he has no war scroll now. You can't really use him. I think he probably still has like legacy rules, but he's not really part of any proper army. Same with his spearmen. Quite a few of these things, but there's some stuff that has survived better, and one I'm really pleased to see did survive is my Phoenix Guard. So these guys are actually really good in Cities of Sigmar, and as you can see, I've already started rebasing some of them onto Age of Sigmar style bases, and I've got my Frostheart Phoenix as well, who is in need of a rebasing. I mean, he was in need of a rebasing anyway because his stand broke because it had that horrible thin little spike of plastic that just broke as soon as you actually tried to apply any movement or any force or any weight to it. Just snap, broken, Phoenix falls off, need a new stand. So that's fine, he needs rebasing anyway. So yeah, with Cities of Sigmar I finally got the list of what is and isn't still relevant. So a lot of my stuff now isn't really current edition, but I've got some really cool stuff that still is. Together with that, Cities of Sigmar has some really nice options to bring in other things. So you can bring in Sylvaneth allies if you're running Living City as actually part of your army, Caradron Overlords if you're going Tempest Eye, Stormcast regardless of what city you're playing. So you can use a lot of models from other ranges. Also, I think it offers the best conversion opportunities of any of the Age of Sigmar books, because the models are a bit older. They tend to be more kind of broken up along what we would think of as very logical lines, so separate arms, separate head, separate torso, separate legs that are all essentially interchangeable, whereas a lot of the new armies have cuts that are basically designed by computer and AI, and they're really good. They make amazing models, but they're much harder to convert and interchange components of. And finally, endless spells, something I was really excited about when they came out, but haven't had that many opportunities to get the most out of. Stormcast have only a few wizards and they tend to be very expensive. So, I mean, and they can all only cast one spell unless you're going to pay for the big guy on the Taurolon, which is a lot of points to then buy endless spells on top of it. But Cities of Sigmar, they have cheap wizards, and all their endless spells get the buffed version regardless of what realm you're in. So, you know, magic is one of the most sort of cool and iconic things about a fantasy setting, and Age of Sigmar is a very high fantasy setting where, you know, magic is really key to the whole world. You know, it's not like something like Lord of the Rings, where magic is there on the periphery, and so you've got wizards, but it's not kind of a central theme to it. In Age of Sigmar, particularly second edition, magic is a huge part of the setting. So I really wanted to dive into that, and quite frankly, some of the endless spells, like this little purple son of Shaiish here, are really cool models. But yeah, a lot of my high elves are just not currently usable. So what I'm going to be doing is I've sort of gone through my entire collection. It's a huge amount of models. Like I had 20 Phoenix Guard, 20 Sword Masters. I think I had about 80 of these Spearman stroke Sea Guard models, plus about another 20 bespoke Sea Guard, Reavers, Dragon Princes, Dragon, Phoenix, and models I never got around to finishing, like these Tyrannoc Chariots, or painting like that prince there, Bolt Throwers. And so I've been working out, okay, what of these units can be used completely as they are, like the Phoenix Guard, what could be used as something else with a little bit of a conversion. Now these are some fun options here, because converting's really cool, and as I said, Cities of Sigmar do it really well. If you want to see some really good inspiration for converting Cities of Sigmar, look at, I think it's Chris Peach has got his Hallow Guild army that GW have featured on their website more than once. Beautiful army where practically every model in this Cities of Sigmar army is converted in some way, and it's not just like little individual models, like whole regiments have completely not scratch built, but, you know, completely redesigned models where it's taken the head from one kit and the legs from another kit and the arms from another kit. Really good, showing just what you can do with the Cities of Sigmar. So these spearmen, well, high elf spearmen don't exist anymore, but you've still got free guild spearmen. They don't have the shields, they're human rather than elf, but they're about the same size model. There's definitely some conversion opportunity there. Or the Dark Elf or Darkling Coven Dread Spears, practically the same dude, he's just, you know, a bit more evil. You know, there's certainly some units that can easily be ported across. Then you've got units that you're not really going to find a direct one-for-one equivalent to. So these chariots here, High Elf chariots, are gone. I never actually finished building mine anyway, but I could really do some extensive conversion work. So the Luminarch of Hysh, or the Celestial Hurricanum, the big old Empire magic war machines, obviously much larger than that. I'm not saying I'm going to run this as a Luminarch, but, you know, there's some very elfy components here. You know, could I perhaps take some of these components, maybe the wheels, crew compartment, maybe the horses, and build more of an elven Luminarch? So I'm kind of getting this idea of an army that is Cities of Sigmar army using mostly elven models. Now some of these are going to be, well, a lot of them I think are going to be from my collection. They're going to be rebuilt, rebased, in many cases repainted, although I am very happy with how my Phoenix Guard look, if I can avoid smashing them up, how my Phoenix looks. But a lot of these models, I think I can do a better job on them, so they may get a repaint and some extensive conversion work. And then, you know, bring in some new stuff as well. There's some very nice kits that are still available, and as I said, a lot of cool conversion opportunities. Maybe steal some ideas from Chris Peach's army and some of the other armies that Games Workshop have featured. You know, a semi-scratch built Luminarch using like maybe half Luminarch components and then various elf bits. I don't know, it's I've got more options, I think, and more ideas than I have time to build, but I've certainly got plenty of options, so it's going to be a fun army to build. Plus, Cities is meant to be pretty good on the table, got a lot of tactical options available with, you know, 7 different cities you can build from, I think it is. 3 for each realm, plus Hallowheart, which spans across 2 realms. Probably the greatest number of war scrolls of any faction, and you know, some cool ally options as well. And in the meantime, while I'm still building the army, if I want to play it in bigger games, I can just ally some of the units into my Stormcast army, because they're very acceptable allies, and as the army grows, you know, bulk it out with a few Stormcast units, because you can take 1 in 4 of your units as Stormcast. Now, at this stage in the project, I'm not 100% sure what city I'm running and what the list's going to look like. I've got a lot of ideas, but I think I'll touch on that more in the next video. But for now, like I said, I don't want to make this too long. Definitely got some planning to do. So I hope you guys found this interesting and are excited to see this army growing. I'm going to be putting out videos maybe every couple of weeks for this, depending on how the project goes. Sometimes might be more, sometimes might be a bit less, and hopefully you'll see some back reps with it eventually. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye.